Background music and ambience brought to you in part by Midnight Syndicate. Music for the imagination and the perfect musical accompaniment for the Dungeons & Dragons role-playing game.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
In a world that is not what it seems, and where people are not whom they appear to be, where puns run rampant through the streets, and it's hard to tell who the real monsters are. Three villains work to tear the world of Euphrey asunder, and to find new ways to terrorize Tim and Terry. Welcome to A Fool's Quest, Villains. Now, let's join the drow rogue Ayda, the gladiator bard Francis the Lion, and the rogue warlock Hesh von Eggars, as they conspire together to thwart the progress of those gag-me fools. Beware, there be villains here.
So you guys were on the C Lab with Captain Murphy, Sturmy, Debbie 1, Debbie 2, Debbie Does Dallas, also known as Debbie Downer. You guys fought off the Sea Hags, also known as Chags. And Francis the Lion got fucking wrecked.
Yes.
Little worse for wear.
By an angry Chag who rocked your world.
Yeah, she did. I hope she didn't give me C. chlamydia.
Hey!
Thanks for putting the H in that.
Is that not how it's supposed to be?
I'm pretty sure it is how it's supposed to be. A couple side notes for while you guys were in here. What's that pirate's leg that you use as a shotgun now?
Oh, yeah. Peg leg Pete's peg leg. Peg leg Polly. Peg leg Polly's
Pulsing pirate leg.
Pirate peg leg.
Yes.
Pop filter.
Yes, pop filter. Okay, so you've got that. Also, you guys decided to use the still that was down in Pod 6 that Ingvald left from their adventure to brew up. You tossed some potatoes in there.
Yeah, we just tossed some potatoes in.
There's some water and sugar was mentioned.
Yep.
This is going to be rotten potatoes because we're not getting that back out.
We don't know how to distill it by any means.
So that adventure was happening.
Yep. There you go, Captain Murphy.
Let's see. Nope. No. No. Oh, here we go. Yes, sir. Mingus do.
That's some soup.
So Francis and Ayda both used your inspiration points in that last fight, so you don't have them, and Hesh still has his. All right, so combat's over. The Chags are all left in the water. There are some scorch marks that were left on board because you guys were throwing Molotov cocktails on a ship full of wood,
mostly
cloth.
off the ship.
Yes,
Right.
mostly off the ship. But
I don't think I missed.
If you throw it anywhere, you'll hit the ship.
And you guys made a bunch of tiny nets, but you used all of them. Yeah, you actually used more than what you had.
More than what we had.
Well,
they replicated.
Where do we
somehow.
keep getting these? It's like reusing them.
it's actually a hold full of spiders.
They have like a little assembly line in the back. Like, keep churning them out, Chad. They keep using them, and they're like, I can't go any faster.
Yeah, so that really kind of wrapped that up for you guys. So Captain Murphy comes down and he walks over to Francis the Lion and he's like, "How you doing, boy?"
I've been better.
Yeah, you don't look good.
Yeah, it hurt.
Yeah, do you need some healing?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Sturmy.
I could do it myself, but I'll let Sturmy do it.
I mean, free labor.
All right, Sturmy comes down and he's got a med kit thing with him. And he opens it up, and he's got this little syringe with a giant needle on the end, like the giant plunger thing. And he's like, let me see your leg.
First-rate care right here.
What for?
I'm going to stimulate your system into healing itself with this here.
Is it a stim pack?
It's a stim pack.
It's a fucking stim pack.
I'm gonna roll up my pant leg.
So Hesh is watching this, and he'll
Wait.
look at Francis's
No.
face.
I'm gonna give him a butt cheek.
All right, so you turn around and
Yeah.
all right, and he cocks his head a little bit to the left and shrugs his shoulders and takes a giant plunger and stabs it right into your butt cheek and get you 18 hit points.
Thank you, Sturmy. That's surprisingly helpful.
If you feel a rash in the morning, that's completely natural.
Hesh was literally about to say, "Is it supposed to rash up like that?" Beat me to it.
Damn it.
Like Hesh says that very audibly, on the deck, while people are like, "I'm assuming getting rid of these sea hags."
Yeah. Makes sense. All right, cool. So yeah, you got stim packed in the butt, and Captain Murphy's like, well, I think that's enough excitement for one night. We should reach shore here in the morning. So let's go ahead and batten down the hatches or whatever sailor idioms that I don't know.
Other sailor jargon. Insert sailor jargon here.
All alien, slack and braces! Aye, Captain! Slack and braces! Step lively! With a will! Aye, right away! On the fire down below! Man the yard, you filthy toads! Oh! All the sheets handsomely, boys! Scandalising the team! Aye, right away!
Do the same.
And everyone else just gets to work.
Meanwhile, Ayda just like takes a bow in the middle of the ship and be like, "You're welcome."
Murphy's like, oh, I didn't see you there.
Sure.
So Captain Murphy's like, go ahead and head to your bunks. We'll have the rest of the NPCs come up here and clean up after some shit. The red shirts that stayed alive through that.
Which was most of them. So again,
You're
you're
welcome.
welcome.
Say it in tandem.
So the evening goes on. Is there anything else you guys want to do before you go to bed, wake up, and get some hit points back?
Debbie made it, didn't she?
Yes, Debbie. Well, Debbie 1, Debbie 2, and Debbie Downer made it. All three of the Debbies.
Yeah, but what is Debbie Downer doing?
Well, when you get right now,
Dallas.
doing all of Dallas.
And Dallas is like, "Thank you."
Once again, you're welcome. Dallas has a hero complex. Anything else you guys want to do now that you know that Debbie's doing Dallas?
I'm gonna go hit the hammock.
All right.
I assume it's a hammock. It's a boat.
It is now.
Yup.
Yes, sir.
I was gonna like thank the Debbies for all their help, but they seem preoccupied, so I'm just gonna.
Mid-coitus. Can I peek in here for a quick second? I just want to say thank you. Just, okay, you know what,
Good job.
busy?
Yep. You're welcome. Goodbye.
Bye. Good luck.
Time to tuck in.
Dallas Tux.
It's the Dallas tuck. It's the move.
You've all heard about it. No, you've seen it.
Or you don't see it.
Right. That's a bit of the problem.
Moving on. Jesus.
Hesh would, before turning in, probably take another look at the, what is it, like a distiller downstairs? What is it?
A still.
A still.
A still? Yeah, he would take another look at that. And does it have like designs on it? Does it have any like iconography, I guess?
No, not really. Ingvald kind of, when he put it together in kind of a rush, just with some spare shit that was down there on their trip.
Something might say 2x4.
How? So how big is it?
16 millimeter.
16.
I don't know. How big's it still? It's medium-sized still.
It's average. It's AVG still.
Just, still
Makes a gallon.
size.
It makes a gallon.
Still. All right. Yeah, and then he'd turn it in. He'd just make a note of it, like, oh, that's interesting.
Yes.
And then go to bed.
Yes, okay. The potatoes and water and sugar
Yeah.
are all still
We
in
did
there.
it.
Yeah, killing it. You guys wake up. It is still kind of dark outside, but you hear a dinging of a bell, and you hear that from the top of the ship. So it's still dark when you look out your little, are they porthole things?
Yes.
Cool. So you look out and
So
you
the top of the ship would be the crow's nest?
yeah, probably from up there. Look, I'm no real pirate.
Not from up there. From above the crow's nest.
You hear it from the clouds.
Yeah, the seagulls are doing it.
Yes. So, yeah, you hear the dinging of a bell going off, and, yeah, you guys are in your hammocks.
I'm going to hop up and go see what all the fuss is about.
Okay.
Hesh will mosey because he has to, like, preen himself,
Okay.
fix his mustache, and make sure he's all of his garb's on properly.
Ada doesn't really give a shit, so she's just going to hang out and wait for it to make its way, the news, whatever it is, to make its way to my cabin, I guess.
Okay. So Francis, you go up onto deck, and you see Spurks there. He had rung the bell, and he was moving away from the bell as you were walking up.
Spurks,
Hey, Francis.
why the wake-up call?
Oh, we're about to make land in less than a half hour, so
Oh.
wanted to make sure everybody was up and around.
Wonderful. Okay. That's all.
No.
Be about your business.
Stop. He keeps going then. Like fucking ass.
I have permission, guys!
Okay, so a half hour goes by. They feed you breakfast while you're chilling there, so you don't have to use your rations for that. And then they come up to a spot. It's not an actual city. It's just like a small little fishing village looking thing. Okay, yeah, it's just like a small little fishing village with like a handful of boats that are out on the water, all fishing boats. And so there's not really a dock that's designed to take on the full ship of the Sea Lab. So it looks like you're going to have to get into
Rowboats.
a rowboat
Yeah.
off one of the sides and
AOEX.
have it go out.
Does the rowboat have a bell?
Yes, it does.
When it rocks in the waves, is it dingy?
Hey. I saw that look at that punny look in his eye, and was just fixated on you the whole time.
You're welcome.
Wink. Captain Murphy's like, hey, when you guys are ready, go ahead and get in the boat, and I'll row you over there myself and drop you off.
I'm going to get in the boat.
All right.
Is anybody going to come get me? Or
Oh, yeah.
Francis is sitting in the boat by himself,
I'm napping.
ringing the
Wake up.
dinghy.
We're going ashore.
Already? All right. Get my shit and go.
Yeah.
All right.
And
So
disembark.
Captain Murphy gets in the boat, and he starts rowing across, and he says, I really appreciate what you guys did back there. That was pretty awesome of you.
Well, we don't like to die, so
Living's a
you
thing
know.
I like to do, so no problem.
Well, me too. I really appreciate you guys. Just want to let you know. Also, I kind of float this main area around here as far as travel goes. You know, the Bogan Bay and the Ferrison Gulf are kind of my areas of expertise. So, if you guys ever come across one of those gnomish engineers that are putting a brain in a mech body and a construct body, let me know. All right? I will pay handsomely to get on board with that.
we'll send word if we. Actually, I think I've heard of that. I'll get back with you.
Very good. All right, looks like we're coming up on dock here, and pirate speak to have somebody pull the boat.
Insert pirate jargon. Just mumbling.
I got nothing right now.
That's how pirates do.
It's just a bunch of yars and then
Me hearty, scurvy, boat,
Booty!
trellis.
it's like perfectly pulled up and parallel parked.
He gets on land and he's like, shrubbery. I switched on land lovers.
Land
Just landscaping terms from there on. So Hesh, before departing, would turn to Captain Murphy and be like, on your point of staying in contact, I think it might be mutually beneficial if, say, you had any jobs that required maybe an online presence, or maybe if we required a naval presence, to keep each other in the loop. And then from there, we'll try to set up a correspondence of some sort, try and figure that out just between the two of them, just to keep in touch if need be.
Okay.
So I don't know what
What's
that
your
would look
digits?
Like. Yeah, bruh, snap me, bruh. What is the equivalent to Snapchat in this?
Bird? Carry-on bird? What is it?
Yeah. Well, on
It's
the
not a
Sea
bird.
Lab, we pretty much only communicate through seagulls. So just chiggle me, and and I'll get back at you. So if you find a chiggle and in any of the areas, you can give it the message spell, and it will come find me.
Will do.
That's what we'll do now.
Pleasure working with you.
Somebody write that down.
Chiggle.
A chiggle. Get a hold of a chiggle.
Notes. All right. Hey, Francis. So I'm assuming we've departed.
Land.
Yeah, you're standing on the dock right now, so you do whatever you want.
Okay. Like, as we're walking away, I would turn to Francis and be like, what do you say we get our hands on, like, a spool of red cloth? And that way, when you do entrances, like we did in that tavern, we can kind of spool it out and make it look more elegant, more classy.
The red carpet.
Who's carrying this?
I'll carry it.
Well-
I'm not scared of that.
Ye scurvy hedge trimmer. I think that's a wonderful idea.
He's like spooling rope at this point, not even knowing why. Like, this is a thing I do. That was it. That's the bit.
Okay.
I'm taking a bow. I have to write this thing down before I forget.
Okay, so you guys
I don't know how
are.
you spell chiggle, but I got it.
SEAGULL.
All right, so you guys are in this little town, and it's a bunch of fishing cottages. There's like 12 of them around, and it is.
Is there anybody in the water right now fishing?
There's one boat out on the water, small boat with nets.
Like just standing there in the water? I kind of want to like get one of these nets.
There's nobody standing in the water, but there are a few nets just hanging around different places that you could sleight of hand and snake one up without somebody seeing.
Nice. I want to do that.
I mean, there are villagers and stuff around, so roll a sleight of hand check with a DC 10.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right.
Tuck that away. I'll wash it a little bit later.
Clean it up.
Yeah.
Don't want any of those filthy villager germs. All right.
None of those minnows.
There's a road that leads up to Teleok. You can see it. It's down Interstate Mount Valkyrius. It's the main highway that leads through the town. So you can take that through the village up and into the mountains and to Teleok.
How long is that journey?
Journey itself is about a day and a half, depending on travel checks. So
Gotcha.
we're going to go ahead and, if you guys aren't doing anything in this village and you just want to pass right through and get on up to Teleok to meet with Douche. Oh yeah, I forgot Karl's with you guys.
Yeah. Hey, Karl.
Carl.
He's very small, so
There's an oversight on my part.
Yes.
you don't have that punny look when you do yours. It's very easy to miss it.
What's Karl been doing? What's up, Karl?
Surviving.
Hey guys, great job back there. You really killed it.
Anybody in the mood to celebrate? I kind of want to drink.
Yeah, sure.
Is there a tavern here?
We probably have to
could
travel
just
a
go
little
to
bit.
someone's house.
We could. Also, probably get some smoked fish or whatever for the road. You know.
Smoked whitefish. I'm down.
Let's go to
Oysters,
someone's
anyone?
house.
Okay.
Knock, knock.
We're here for dinner.
So there's no like fences or property or anything like this. It's legitimately like an old school fishing village. There's just some huts, like, cabins out near the lake. So yeah, you can just pick a house and go knock on the door, and you probably pick one that has smoke coming out of the chimney. That makes
Signs
sense.
of life.
So that, yeah, someone's in there.
I'll go up and knock.
Are there any like fish smoking racks around?
There are
Outside?
some fish smoking racks around outside.
With smoked fish on them?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go take some smoked fish.
Okay. So you just walk over and take them.
Just
Yeah.
gonna take the fish and gnaw on it while we're standing at the door.
Take 3 or 4 of them. Probably 4. There's 4 of us.
When you're doing this, Hesh will be like, now are we taking this as like dinner to eat there, or are we going to snack on it while we rest and drink?
I figured while we rest.
All right. So we're going to this house.
Yeah, so you guys are going to this house.
Some.
He's stealing fish. I'm
Has
stealing
anyone-
a net.
Has anyone noticed Francis grabbing some fish?
I just did a roll for that.
Okay, sweet. I was just trying to do your job. I don't
Yeah.
know if you're aware.
Yeah, no, it's good. I
You're
just did a
welcome.
roll for that, and
Oh, sweet.
Nice job. Somebody's been watching me.
Hey, Ayda, you pick the house and I'll go knock the door.
You'll knock the door?
Yeah.
Okay. How about this one over here to the left?
Yeah.
It's got some open windows.
As you wish.
Let's do that one.
Now, walks right up to the door while he's what I assume is like when you're walking through the grocery shop with like too many items and you should have grabbed a cart or something, and he just has fish galore and like one in his mouth.
They have laundry outside too.
Are you gonna make like a net, like a?
I was
Some
going to take
bed
their
sheets.
pants and wear them, but also, wrap up the fish in a bed sheet.
like a hobo sack, or whatever those are called.
A bindle.
Knapsack.
A bindle, and then a fish.
okay. So I imagine that you steal a fish from one house. You're just walking through people's backyards, steal a sheet hanging up from somebody else's backyard, wrap the fish in it, throw it over your shoulder like a traveler with
I
a.
see this
Yeah.
and I drop a note in the trousers.
Yes.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry.
How many languages does she know?
I don't know. I know.
It'd be hilarious if she did it in a different language each time.
That would be funny.
So yeah,
I know
knock, knock,
3.
She's got Common, Elvish,
And
and
Thieves'
Thieves
Cant.
Can't.
What if you said I'm sorry and thieves can't?
Somebody will get it.
Yeah.
Other thieves.
You're right.
Yeah.
And they won't steal from that house because be like, someone already hit this house. Apparently.
I imagine thieves can't is just emojis anyway.
Was it like the face that's like making the ghost, but the hands are on it? The hands are on the cheeks since it's the blue. And...
Yep.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Okay.
I'm knocking on the door.
All right, so you knock on the door,
Yeah.
and
And then I'll just open it. Like, see if it's open. I'll just knock, 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 and then immediately go to open it.
it's open.
Yeah. Hey, we're here.
This little old lady comes walking up to the hallway, and like she was gonna get the door,
Yeah.
but sees you open it, and she's like, "Oh,
Nana!
oh dear lordy,
Give me a hug. Get in here. And I'm just going to one big hug and kind of, yeah.
oof,
Hey, go ahead and go put the kettle on. We're gonna have some dinner.
do I know you?
Sure thing. Go ahead. Go on now.
I don't think you're in the right house, son."
That's perfectly fine. Listen, this is it, and then I'm gonna wave Francis in, who's probably walking in.
Yeah.
Threatening.
Did you grab some pants or no? Did you think twice on that?
I grabbed the pants, but they didn't seem to be my size. They weren't tight enough in the butt, so I just tossed them on the ground.
They weren't skinny enough jeans.
Yes. They weren't acid washed enough.
She looks like she's attempting to protest, but you are way bigger than she is.
And like one-handed pushing.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead, go on.
Yeah, I'll come on in. Oh, what? Nana was it? Thank you for having us. I appreciate it.
Hey, go ahead. Hey, Francis, go ahead and take a seat. Nana, where'd you put the table?
No, it's I'm right in there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Nana's getting the kettle on.
Oh my.
Oh, Nana, we love your tea so much.
Okay.
Is Ayda coming through the window? Because you pointed out that you're looking for someone with open windows, and I imagine no matter if it's open, you're gonna be like,
I've snuck in while you're making all this commotion in the front door and like trying to find. I'm trying to find the kitchen. I'm starving. So So yeah, I've crawled into the window.
All right, so you crawl on the window and you see this little old lady go walking into the kitchen to put the kettle on, and Hesh turns around and leaves her to the kitchen. And
I'm shutting the front door.
it's like, so I don't have any grandkids, but I'll be happy to make you some tea. Are you travelers new to town?
Yes, we're just passing through, but thought we'd stop and visit for a while, I guess.
Hesh, are you sitting down?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm still trying to stay hidden. I don't want to be.
Got ya. I didn't know if you made yourself.
No, not yet. I'm just gonna pop out of the shadows and give her.
No, that's perfect. Like you sneak through the window and we're just talking.
I just
and
land
shit,
in the
and then all of a sudden
bathtub.
you have your hair done up in the towel and you're wrapped around. And you're like, oh hey guys, you're finally here.
The towel says Nana.
You walk out. Nana, who are these men?
I walk in. Okay, let's
just gonna gaslight
let's
this
just
whole
go
movie.
with this one. I got the towel on. I'm like, Nana, I'm so sorry.
Oh dear Lord!
They just walked right in. I'm sorry, Nana. I should have told you we were having company.
You have no hot water.
It's like she only had one towel in the house, but you had to use two. So you found other things to be your second towel.
Her bath rug.
It's just ripped in half.
I feel
Just
I had found a
sliced
pretty
the
bar of
curtains.
soap and I stuck it in my bag. Keep this for later.
There's an "I'm sorry" note on the bathroom counter.
And also in some place in the house.
In the mirror.
Scrawled in Nana's old lady lipstick. The same color as her teeth.
I just imagine like it being in the steam, so like when she does steam in the bathroom, that's what she sees and she goes, I found it! Run!
And thieves can't put a little emoji.
Yes. Oh God. Okay.
Just like the fortune woman said.
All right. So after a few minutes of you guys,
What kind of tea is it?
It's Earl Grey.
It's all great.
Liver disaster.
it's decaf. So she brings out a set of 4 teacups and pours you guys. Like, so, how long will you be in town for?
Just long enough, Nana.
Just long enough. How lovely. Where are you from?
Nana, not right now. My friends are over.
We've talked about this, Nana.
I didn't mean to embarrass you.
Where are those pizza rolls you fed us last time?
I'm looking for that code red and that pizza rolls.
Nana, more Hot Pockets.
Just the way I like them.
And a bag of gummy worms.
And I assume you've got some pie around here.
Oh my.
Hungry, aren't we?
I'll get you that pie. I'll be right back.
Side note, Thieves' Cant is emojis. That's a thing.
It's canon.
That's
Yeah, that is that.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense.
And every time it's written down, it makes that sound. Whoop.
the person who writes it makes it. The person who reads it goes,
I wish the podcast could see his face.
oh, I think Ayda found something.
She tries to be secretive about. No, I didn't. No, I didn't say that. Boom.
Oh, Jesus. I'm gonna have to bake in this. I'm going to have to bake an I'm sorry cake.
When she doesn't want us to know she found something, it's just.
Doesn't this thing have a silence? Oh shit. Okay, so Nana comes back with some pie and some fish cakes, and she's like, "How's the tea? Is it okay?"
No, it's wonderful.
Nana, not now.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Puts the pie down and leaves the room. I guess I'll put on some music for you.
So, is Karl with us, by the way?
Oh yeah, Karl is
Sitting on my lap.
His mind is blown.
Karl, your grandmother is the sweetest old lady I've met.
Whose grandma is this?
Karl's, right? Karl?
Like, when we're leaving, it's just like, I thought that was your grandma. Do you imagine, like, Hesh just bouncing him on his knee? like looking up indignantly at Nana and be like, now, Nana! bounce, 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 bounce.
Karl's not on your knee.
You don't know.
I will let most of this stuff play out, but Karl is not on your knee. Like you're some weird fucking Santa Claus. Karl is standing near the door to run away should somebody show up. He's a little scared right now with all this shit.
The floorboards.
Listen here, grab-ass guy.
Karl's like, you're not getting handsy with me, boy. All right. So what are you guys doing outside of harassing this little old lady?
So Hesh wants to talk to Francis and somewhat Karl, which is why I asked.
Ayda's just going to sit back and enjoy the show and pull out her pipe and smoke.
Nice. Now that you got some food in you. Yes. So Francis and by extension Karl, I've been hearing a lot of people, a lot of unfavorable things about this Gagney situation. Now, I haven't really dealt with him in person. I don't really have any like intimate kind of dealings with him or any run-ins or experiences or anything like that. Why did most of the people from where we came from, why they seem to have such a problem with them?
Oh, because they're nosy bastards who won't stay out of other people's business. They just go around pretending to do good or whatever. But really, they just, make everyone's life worse by getting into their business and telling their school that they participate in an illegal underground fighting ring and
I've been hearing these
make rigged bets, get them expelled.
That happens to someone you know, or
Oh no, I've heard things.
Interesting. Now, from the stories that I've heard of Malfador or something, Ignatius, I'm pretty sure, some little guy. They're like a police force. Is that about right? Have you guys know anything about that?
I think they are, but who wants them to be?
Karl chimes in. He's like, they're a bunch of thieves. That's what they are. Deep down at it, they live outside the law. They take what they want. They leave everybody to suffer with whatever wreckage they've left in their wake. They're criminals.
The entire organization is really just a slavery ring. I mean, they kidnap youths and put them to work, kidnapping more youths.
I've dealt with people like this Gagney sort before, and it comes
You and me both, brother.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm not talking about it, though.
It just comes from the shadow, like looks to the corner of the room at nothing. It's like, oh yeah,
Still drying her hair, tussling it.
you only, like out from the shadow, you only see parts of the towel, and then it goes back into the shadow. Yeah, and it seems like they're only ever emboldened when their numbers are slain or defeated. So people like that, I think, unless I'm wrong. In my experience, it always comes with taking out their renown and their prestige.
Yes.
You attack their credit, and then people see what they're actually dealing with. A bunch of low-life, self-righteous, indignant pieces of garbage. But I don't know.
I like where you're going with that. I'll give it some thought.
Where's that damn pie?
Yeah, exactly.
She left it in the room with them, and then she got yelled at. So she went to her bedroom to let you guys eat the pie in peace.
But she's
Pie and fish cake.
Aren't you smoking weed right now?
I'm hungry.
It's probably some
Forgot
weird,
that it was on the table in front of you. Like
some weird
I'm
old
doing my
lady
hair,
pie,
remember?
though. It's not like a good pie. It's like mincemeat or something. which is actually
This is
pretty
my
good.
favorite.
Savory pie, but like she forgot what she was doing halfway through.
She also just put a can of cherries in it.
Cherry fish pie.
Ew.
Just like Nana used to make.
It is Nana. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, Hesh doesn't really have anything outside of that. Just like the sit down, recuperate, and
Okay.
Yeah, let's sit down and get our land legs back or whatever.
All right.
Isn't that a thing?
Time to
Sea
trudge on.
legs? I don't know.
So Ayda gets all cleaned up. She's all good to go.
Nice and relaxed.
Is it canon that she took a shower?
Oh, yeah.
Thank God.
Yes, totally. I mean, she's been on a boat for several days. She doesn't want
Right.
to smell like you.
Fish tank.
Yeah.
Smell like Chag.
Seawater.
Yeah,
and
she killed,
Chag.
killed some Chag because there was blood everywhere. And then people are blowing up fish
Then-
out in the water.
It smells like rotten potatoes.
That's why I stole her bar of soap. It's mine now.
Like put it in her face, like this is mine now.
This belongs to me.
As we're leaving, just be like, Nana, hey, clean this up. It looks a mess in here.
Yeah. Then we just leave
Love
the door
you.
open.
Yeah.
Oh my. Have safe travels now.
We'll be back.
The door closes and you guys hear like a deadbolt behind it. Nope. Oh yeah, good stuff with Nana. What the fuck, guys? Okay, so Karl's like, I think I think it's probably best if we move on out of this village at this point.
Agreed.
And we can camp, in the mountain tonight. But yeah, I mean, it's still pretty early. You guys got here right in the morning. Like it was, you hit your feet on the ground by sunrise, pretty much. So yeah, you're good to go as far as day travel stuff. So Karl's like, I think we should get moving before Nana complains.
Okay.
Her husband comes home.
Yeah.
Her husband and her son.
Nana, who's this?
Oh, that's Papa.
That's not Pop Pap. That's not Pap Pap.
So Karl
Cheating on Pop Pop.
starts leading you guys out of the village towards the mountain, walks through a backyard and steals some more fish too. And so he takes you guys up there and into the actual path, the highway, Interstate Mount Valkyrius. And let's go ahead and do travel checks from all of you. So an 18, 19, or 20 spikes a check.
Nope.
No. Okay.
We're
All right.
boring travelers.
You are boring travelers. I even moved it from
We're
10% to 15%. All right, so you guys travel for 2 days. Nothing super crazy happens while you travel. You do use your fish rations that you had for it, plus any water that you have, so you're kind of running through your water. But you guys get to the town that is the town. So you get to the mountain pass for Teleok. It takes you up through the mountains and straight into Teleok in Mount Valkyrius. As you move up into the city, you do see some houses, stone housing, outside of the actual mountain. It's not built into the mountain, but it looks pretty abandoned as you guys travel in. And Karl has apparently been here before, so he's familiar with the landscape and what to expect, and he's walking kind of with a purpose. But yeah, you guys are walking through kind of like an abandoned city on the outside, heading towards a giant opening to the mountain, like a cave opening, but like, huge Lord of the Rings style double doors that take you into a mountain.
Nice. Is there a well?
A well?
Yes.
Yep, yeah. Towards like the earliest part of getting into that town, the abandoned town, there's
It's
a well.
not dry, right?
No, it's not dry.
I suppose we should refill our water skins.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So you guys refill your water skins. Karl does the same. He's like, that's a good idea.
Yeah. During the travel thus far, Hesh would periodically be asking Karl about more about like the tales of these Gagme folk, like anything that he knew. Like you don't have to fill me in personally, but like just saying that in the background. That's what he would be doing as we walked.
Telling you tales about the ones that he knew, like
and if he knew anything about these Melchizedors and the I don't know, Inca, whatever his name is.
the Ingvaldians.
The Hobbit? The Hobbit.
The Hobbit. The hobbits?
Yeah, so he recounts to you guys as you travel stories from Season 1 and Season 2. And that's all the information you get that he tells you about while he's going. He does not know, and so you guys don't know, just so you know, about Whispers yet. Okay. So he was still planning on taking you guys to Meraxi's tower.
Okay.
So he doesn't know that bit of info yet, but he knows pretty much everything that happened with the fools up through the cosplay, so up until they got to Meraxi's tower.
But now, like, Hesh has a flavorful, word picture in his mind about what these people are doing.
Got some thoughts with your brain skull.
Yep. While I'm also filling up my water skins.
Cool. All right, so he tells you guys that. Do you...
What time of day is it?
It took you the better part of 2 days, so it's probably dinner time-esque when you guys are filling up the water skins.
We're out of fish.
Yeah, we're running out of food, so we need to go hunting. You guys go first.
Worked out last time.
Karl says, we're actually close enough that we'll get there by night, so we can have a late dinner there, or we can eat this jerky. So he's got some leftover rations that he had in his pack. So we can eat this jerky and then get us the rest of the way through the abandoned part of the city and into the actual developed part of the city.
Perfect.
Yeah, so why is it abandoned?
This little town we're in?
Yeah, Hesh wouldn't be under the impression that Karl would know, so he wouldn't ever ask Karl that, so.
I might know. To be like history?
Yeah, you might know.
12.
So, with the 12, you don't know much about Teleok, but you do know that Teleok is close to a city. The city of Dioteris, whatever. One of those two. And what you know about that city is that it's a medium mountain city. There is a judge there. You don't know much about her, but you do know there's a judge there. And it is a city that's built into the side of the mountain, and it houses a school for magic studies. It's one of the 2 biggest magician schools in all of Euphrey. And the school that is there is called the School of Breakwills.
What's the other one?
The other school, the school's rival is...
Pig Bumps?
Pig Pimples.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
So you've got the School of Breakbills, also known as SOB, and the School of Pig Pimples, which is more like a high school than an actual like college. So like Breakwills is more of like a university style, but they really kind of compete against each other as far as schools of magic. So that's why you know about it. You going to another school, to the Bardic Academy, learned at least about a magician's school, which is the School of Breakwills. So that's the correlation that you get with a 12 for your history check.
I'll share that information.
Okay.
Yes, I think we're close to Dioteris.
Diaphragm?
Which is actually the location of the School of Breakwills, home for wayward magicians.
I've never really been into school spirit.
Yeah, I used to be, but not so much anymore. Honestly, it's home to several pretty powerful people, so probably somewhere we should avoid less.
Well, as we travel, as we get closer into the town, there are some things you should know about Teleok then, if you guys haven't been here before. The city itself, not where we're at right now, this is all abandoned. Used to be very prominent. I couldn't tell you. But what I do know from being inside the few times that I've been here is that the city is full of monks. And there are parts of the city that are completely off limits to visitors, and other parts where no speaking is allowed. So once we get in through the double doors, try and keep conversation to nil. We shouldn't be too far away from where Douche is. They don't let non-monks, non-monastery members too deep into the city. So he should be pretty quick to find someone. But try and stay close and try not to speak too much if it can be avoided.
Okay.
That means avoiding saying your name.
But I'm Francis
we know.
the Lion.
We know. We know.
Finger gun toward Karl and say, not going to be a problem in my brain with message.
And Karl just Karl just walks. He just
As
keeps
he's, like,
walking.
As he's walking away, just like continuously finger going, huh? 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 What you think? It's not going to be a problem. I don't think he, and then like vocally to Francis, I don't think he heard me.
I didn't hear you. What?
So stupid. So Francis didn't even fill up his third water flask because he wanted to get moving again because you guys were speaking. And so he starts heading up towards the double doors through the city. It takes you guys about an hour to walk through the entire city. But just like he promised, you guys made it there shortly after dark. And he does share his jerky with you guys as you walk. And he gets to the double doors and knocks on the double door 4 times. And then a monk in full red robe answers the door, and he looks you, the party of 4, up and down, and then he opens the door even more for you and holds one finger to his lip in a hushing motion.
Hesh is going to bow at the waist, like, awkwardly for a solid 10 seconds.
The monk tries to mimic your formalities, assuming they're yours.
Right.
And he awkwardly bows as well, not because he's awkward, but just because it mimics your awkwardness. So, like, where you kind of fumbled,
Yeah.
he did the same thing to try and match your formal greeting.
Then just the finger guns as I pass him with a smirk, but no message. Just finger guns.
So as you walk into this giant hall, you notice right away, your passive perception tells you, not only is there no talking in this section, there is no sound in this section that you guys walked into. So there is just nothing. As you step, there are no footsteps, there are no creaks. The door closes behind you. You don't hear it close. The monk goes and sits back down at a table with a candle light, and you see as he sits down and moves a chair back, the part of the table where he sets his hand and where the chair, it kind of lights up like a glow, like a, I don't know, what was that game where you could push down on it and it would make like a little glowing...
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I can't fucking remember what it's called. Anyways, but yeah.
Either.
It like glows like he pressed down on it and it made a glowing nimbus light that popped up.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Yeah.
Sweet. 19 total.
19 total. Okay, so 19 gives you, I mean, yeah, it's a really, really old spell woven into the stones, woven into the walls, the pillars, even woven into the woodwork of some kind of silence spell that you are not totally familiar with, but you can tell that it would have taken a very, very long time on a lot of materials to
infuse it.
Yeah. Yep.
So that would be like Hesh would be observing everything, just because that's kind of his trait of just taking everything in and studying it, but would be like intrinsically fascinated with that.
Okay, yeah. So Karl walks over to a wall full of torches, and he grabs one of the torches, lights it on. The wall had just one, like, what are they, braziers that are burning, that's just got fire burning in it. So he lights the torch in that and begins walking towards the end of the hall and opens the door and looks back to make sure the 3 of you are following him, because he can't hear you following him. So he looks back to see if you guys are. Are you guys just following mindfully?
I'm in tow, yeah.
Okay.
This is Francis the Lion.
You're not supposed to speak.
Right.
Can't anyway.
It's not, it's not my
I was just
actions.
checking to see if Dispel Magic has a verbal component, but it does. So yeah, I'll just follow along, stroking my bagpipe thoughtfully.
Just peering at people.
So, yeah, you walk along thinking about your magic or dispel magic spell and wishing for just a minute that you didn't have to use your magic word to use dispel magic. You guys get through the door, and as soon as you get through the door, you can hear Karl's footsteps again. So you're in like a much smaller hallway now, not a big fancy atrium. You know, there's no desks or, you know, walls with a bunch of torches or anything in this. It's just a small hallway with a bunch of different offshoots. And you can hear him now with the, you know, as he's walking down the path. As soon as you all three are in there and the door closes behind you, he says, "This should only take us a few minutes. I believe we'll go down to the second hallway, take a left, and there should be a information table, an operator, that will tell us where to go to find Douche."
Well, lead the way.
All right.
So this is a really boring corridor, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
There's nothing, just a bunch of different directions we can go?
Yep.
So what if I go right?
You could go right. Yeah.
You're gonna need breadcrumbs, maybe a rope. You don't get lost.
I can untie the net. Make a rope.
She's laying it down, and then Hesh is just behind her eating it up.
Eating my net?
I got confused. I thought this was just here for anyone.
That's gonna be
terrible. When
no one told me not to.
It's gonna be tangled up in your
Listen.
guts pretty bad.
Listen, I'm not pulling that out.
Not again.
Cut to later that night. Get it out! Get it out! Get it out!
Dragging his ass on the floor.
All right. Do you break off to the right?
No, I'm heavily thinking about it though.
Okay. All right.
Like, I'm kind of like hanging back, just watching what Karl does, and then thinking about maybe making a break for it somewhere, checking something out.
Okay. So Karl continues on his way. He doesn't really pay much attention to if you're following or not. He just moves. Like, he's not going to corral you, you're grown-ass humans.
We're allowed to talk now, right?
Yeah. Yep.
We can talk. We're not allowed to.
So he continues to the second hallway, takes a left, starts walking to a door, and he opens a small wooden door that goes into a small round room. And there is a little gnome chilling behind a desk. And she's like, "How may I help you?"
We're looking for Douche.
"Looking for Douche. Yes, he is in room 22." And she's like flipping through a couple papers. 22X.
Which way is that, then?
Hold on. And she pulls a piece of parchment out and she draws a quick map that shows you how to get to room 22X from where you're at. It's 4 hallways down, and it is the 5th door on the right. And looking at the map, it looks like if you envision a circuit board, kind of the way everything comes in and out and cuts right and left. And it's like very hard turns. There's no long slants. It's very directional.
Was it done in crayon? That's the important thing.
It is now.
Like it's very like uniform and elegant, but it's all in crayon.
Didn't stay in the lines at all.
All right. I guess after me. And then...
Well, Karl will grab the paper and start walking towards the door.
Oh, well, excuse you.
I guess after him.
I guess.
Follow me.
Finger gun, you got it.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Made a huge mistake.
How did they last this long?
They're capable, but so dumb. All right, so he starts following the directions to go to where Douche is. Do you guys follow him to Douche, or do you break off in your own? Or do you want to save that for later?
I would follow.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll follow to Douche.
Yeah.
All right, so
Play around later.
All right, you follow to Douche. He opens up a door, and it's almost like an interview chamber. So you open the door, and you can still hear things, and there are a few chairs sitting there, but there's a giant glass pane. And
So an interview chamber or interrogation room?
interrogation room. Yeah.
I was like, I've never been in an
I've been in plenty of interviews.
Keep your hands on the table while we ask you these questions.
Interviews have been very different for me. So they didn't cuff you for your interview? No?
Once.
It's a different kind of interview.
Yeah, just once.
Oh, weird. Interesting. Okay, so
Are there 2 chairs?
there
Is it-
are. So you guys are like where the police would be watching the
Okay.
We're
the
behind the
interrogation.
glass.
You're behind the glass.
Observance
Yep.
room, right? And
Yep.
then there's the...
And so you look in and you see a man chilling at a table, and he is looking over some papers, and there are a few candles burning on the table that he's using, and a torch burning that's put into a holder on the wall.
Scots.
What you see is a tall half-elf man standing about 6'3". He's got black hair, green eyes, tan skin, and wrinkles around his eyes with crooked fingers as he's flipping through the pages. He has tattoos that appear to be incantations on his arms that cover his entire arm. He's wearing a light blue tunic and deep, darker blue cloak. He's also got a rusted bronze chain around his neck that drops into his tunic. You can't tell what's attached to it, but the chain goes inside of his shirt. He's standing there at the table flipping through the pages with his crooked fingers. Next to him is a elven woman who is dressed in a robe of some sort. Not really any armor on, and the robe doesn't look to be super fancy in nature, just more like a traveling robe, like a heavy, she's probably got a dress or probably got clothes on under that robe, but it's a big heavy robe that she's got over her right now. She's very thin looking. You see those two people staring at these scrolls and papers on this table, and Karl says, "Why don't you guys give me a minute in there with them, and then I'll wave you in." And he motions to a few chairs that are on this side of the glass.
Hesh will stand, but
I'll
we'll
take
watch.
a seat in the nicest chair.
All right, and he turns and opens the door.
Can I follow him?
Follow him into the room?
Yep.
You will almost definitely be seen.
It's okay.
All right, so you go into the room.
My shadow got really tall.
He opens the door and starts to let it close behind him, and you slip in the room behind him. Douche looks up from what he's looking at on the table, and you notice that it's just like the main chamber that you walked into, so it's very silent. You can't hear anything, but you notice where you step, it lights up on the floor, and where Karl steps is lighting up on the floor. That same kind of spell that was creating like pressure was making light happen. Douche looks up from what he's reading, and he rolls a scroll back up, and Karl puts on a very sheepish grin, and Temple notices a moment later, because she was facing the opposite direction, that Douche is like looking up, and she follows, and her eyes land on Karl, and she raises an elven eyebrow like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And here's probably a good place to take a break.
This concludes this episode of A Fool's Quest. Join us next time for more fun and daring adventure. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, subscribe, review, and comment on your favorite platform to listen to A Fool's Quest. Villains.